This your boy DJ Kazie coming at you once again. Welcome to the Dope Clinic. I got a special guest today, Brandon, one of my little brothers from church, man. He has ventured out to do a lot of great things. Yes. And, man, I'm just proud to have him here, man. When I asked him one time, he said, yeah.
Duh.
No problem.
Yes, absolutely.
Give me a date. So
right.
I gave him one. Brandon, man, how you been, man?
Man, I'm great, man. I'm very great. I'm grateful to be here. I feel honored to be able to sit in the room, man.
This is just
Look at this. Come on, man. The Dope Clinic, man. Lifestyle, entertainment, and technology on one podcast, on one platform, man. I'm honored to be here.
Man, we can't be Club Shay Shay right off the rip.
You know, you take step by step, though.
Step by step. That's all I can do, man.
YouTube, Tubi.
That's all I can
Holla at my boy, man. Amazon, Pepsi.
We gonna go on YouTube first. It's free.
Okay, we'll take YouTube then.
I can control it. So, man, for the person who I know, man, you a youth pastor, you was an organizer, you was I can buy my word.
Organizer.
There it is, community organizer. Oh no, I'm about to say organs. What the word?
I am not an organ donor. No, sorry if I get in a wreck.
So, man,
is what it is.
With those two things right there, how do you balance all that stuff together, man? Because I know both things require a lot of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the cool part about where I am in my career right now is that they intermingle.
Okay.
They intersect in so many ways. So I am local missions director and one of the on-staff pastors at Crossroads Church of Douglasville.
Okay.
As Coy mentioned, I was formerly a youth pastor at Golden Memorial, and before I was youth pastor at Golden Memorial, Coy, weren't you one of my youth pastors at some point?
I was.
Yeah, so
which I still am at Golden, because all my kids done moved off.
Yeah, and then
I got to start
a new cycle of them.
I'm starting a whole new scratch, and they about wild as y'all too, boy.
Exactly.
We already had our first lock in and everything.
Oh,
boy.
bless the children.
Boy, 14, not the 50 we had that time.
Right.
That 50 we had on that Friday night. I had 14 strong, but it was good. They had a great time, man.
Yeah.
Because I truly believe in, making sure that I give God his time, and you got to build his kingdom up. So I say, sure, I can try my best to build him up from teenage.
Right, exactly.
And that's the way I can relate.
Exactly,
and they relate to me pretty well. They don't treat me like I'm an old man.
Well, you stay young. You stay technologically inclined, and that's the big part.
I do.
Like, if you can keep up with technology, that totally changes the age gap.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's their world is technology.
That's true. And then I DJ too.
Yeah, exactly.
So
like, keep up with the music.
Mr. Girl, you know all that stuff? I do.
And I do.
Ratchetness too. All the ratchetness.
Yes, and I know about your spam page too, little kid. We own you. Okay?
And they be trying to friend request me on that time. No.
Right. But yeah, so coming from that environment at Golden, and now I'm over at Crossroads Church, the work that I do at my church, it totally intertwines. So I'm director of local missions there, and so that totally ties into what we do as a nonprofit.
Okay.
The name of my nonprofit, of course, is Fit for the Future, and FIT is an acronym for Faith Inspired Thinking for the Future. And then under Fit for the Future, we also have our mentoring program, which is the Men's Club.
Okay.
So we host our mentoring program out of Crossroads Church.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then we also do an annual book bag drive and an annual Christmas, Thanksgiving, holiday feed the community type deal. We cook out of Crossroads Church, and Crossroads Church actually also helps us to collect book bags. So
that's what's up.
All the events that Fit for the Future is doing, my pastor and the staff at Crossroads are in total support of that, and so they allow me to use the facility, use the spaces, and I'm able to really do both of them simultaneously. Because what inevitably ends up happening is the work that we do out in the community, every time that I'm able to tag Crossroads Church to what we're doing, it only puts more eyeballs on Crossroads Church and invites more people to come to church.
Facts.
So God has blessed it to a place where everything I do in the community, it totally ties into my occupation as well.
Okay, cool. That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's up. So how did your passion for serving people develop, that great organization that you got?
So it's people like you, Coy.
Okay.
Honestly.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Isaac Newton once said if I was to ever move forward, if I was ever to look forward, it was on the shoulders of giants.
Appreciate
You know
that.
what I'm saying? And so it's
what I feel like sometimes though?
What's that?
I feel like I'm a silent partner.
Bingo. Yeah.
I guess I don't really care about being in the forefront, but as long as I, do my part.
Exactly.
And sometimes I guess people like you always come back to me be like, man, Mr. Coy, bro.
Right.
And I remember when you used to do such and such, that really inspired me to do. And I just won't even think about it. But now that I'm older, I'm 46 years old. Now that I'm older, now that I understand that when you put, a seed in somebody's head, you don't know how it's going to grow.
Right, exactly.
You know how it's going to grow. Because I know you got a lot of seeds that came at you.
Man, exactly.
A lot of seeds that came at you.
It's the ripple effect, Coy.
Yeah.
Right? You are a stone that's been thrown into a river, but you don't know how far out that ripple goes of you impacting somebody and how it impacts their life and how they impact others. And so that's the same thing. It's because of people within my community, specifically Douglas County and Douglasville, leaders in my community who have poured into me, and by them pouring into me, it has shaped the trajectory of my life.
Right.
And so now, because I've seen that example, now I get the opportunity, and I'm inclined, and I feel like a innate responsibility to now do my part, to give back. And so it's just that circle of life. I was mentored by people here, and now I started a mentoring program to help mentor, because I know that the only reason I am who I am today and the reason I am the way I am today is because of people that set a good example for me.
Appreciate that.
So now it's my turn to be an example.
Yeah, boy, you got to.
I ain't got no podcast yet, but you know what I'm saying? You set an example right now, so maybe it's time. I just use this studio.
People be shocked. They be like, whoa, why ain't know?
Yeah, right.
I be like, man, this is something small.
Man,
they're like,
doing
well, it's big to us.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
So, tell us more about Fit for the Future.
Yeah, so Fit for the Future is a community development group where our whole objective is to actively engage the community daily. And so we do that through a number of different programs, events, and initiatives. One of the biggest programs that we have is our mentoring program, as mentioned, which is called the Men's Club.
Okay.
Men's is an acronym for Making Example Setting Non-Fearing Servants and Soldiers. And we meet with these young men 3 times out of the week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 4 to 6 o'clock p.m. And we're just teaching them life skills about being a gentleman, about character, about discipline. And then we're also exposing them to different experiences that can change their lifestyle.
So how disciplined are those boys? Because I know, and how is it with the parents getting them there?
Yeah, it's huge.
That's the thing about with the youth groups. We can tell the kids to come, but the kids got to have some way to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's a dual fold, right?
Okay.
I don't believe in problems. I believe in opportunities for growth.
Okay.
And so I look at that as opportunity for growth, because inevitably my goal, my hope, and my dream with Fit for the Future and the Men's Club is for us to have our own brick and mortar space that's literally called the Men's Club.
Right.
And it'd be a space where parents can bring the kids at 4 o'clock in the morning. We work out, hang out. And then from 6 to 7, we're actually on the corner of the streets, holding up signs, encouraging people as they go to work. You're amazing. Have a great day. And then from there, we drop them off at school.
That's what's up.
Right? So they come in, get some love before they go to school. And then it's an after-school program as well, where we got vans where we can go pick them up after school and bring them to the facility. And then parents just got to pick them up at the end of the day. That's inevitably my hopeful, my big dream goal. As of right now, though, with the parents that we do have, once they start to see the fruit of the program, they see the lifestyle changing in the household, kids, school changing, behavior at school changing, then it becomes a priority, because they see the tangible benefit of having their kids be here, and they see the difference that it makes in their life. So I do have my struggles sometimes with parents and getting them there and getting them past the learning curve of understanding that this is not no rinky-dink program that you can kind of be in and out on.
Right.
But once they see how serious I am, then inevitably speed of the leader, speed of the team.
Okay. So how do you kind of break that off from Fit for the Future and then Men's Club? How do you break that off?
So
how do you kind of
separate
keep this separate from that? Yeah.
Yeah. So the cool part about it is once again, just like with the church and the
the Men's Club is more like the church.
Well,
kind of like the plateau.
Right. So in the sense that, just like how the church and my nonprofit mesh to do the work, it's the same thing with Men's Club and Fit for the Future. So Fit for the Future is the nonprofit umbrella that the for-profit business of the Men's Club falls up under.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? So the mentoring program is just a part of how Fit for the Future actively engages the community on a daily basis.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So we really try to hold to that daily part by having this program 3 times a week. And my big thing with that is understanding that students need consistency to see change. Right? So that's why we do it 3 times out of the week, because once a month it can be effective, but to me, I don't think it's effective, especially with 6-year-olds, because they forget what you said yesterday.
Boy.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't never lying. Mason, I'll tell Mason something, he'd be like, when you say that?
Right, exactly.
I'll be like, I walk off.
I literally, when we was in the car on the way here.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
you
right,
did.
right. So we try to get the consistency in by hitting them 3 times a week and being present with them 3 times a week for a couple of hours.
Okay.
And we think we feel that has made the biggest change, but it all falls under fit for the future because that's what we're trying to do with the young men is make them fit for the future.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So what prompted you to start this whole organization?
Yeah, like I said,
I know it was because pretty much anytime you start anything, it's like always that process trying to figure out how to put all this stuff together and how to get it going. I know it was nerve-wracking.
Yeah, man. It was nerve-wracking and it was organic at the same time. In the sense of it was my natural and God's super being put on my natural to make supernatural.
That's what prompted you to say this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, so it was one of those things where it was just natural background because I attended Victorious Kids Academy growing up.
I remember that, boy.
Right, exactly. Victorious Kids Academy with Cassandra Artist Krown. My mom volunteered time there when I was in like 5th grade. Okay. And so I've been going there ever since, all the way up until I graduated high school. And so when I went off to college at Georgia Southern, I came back for the summer and Miss Krown was like, hey, Brandon, why don't you do a sports camp for the kids here at Victorious Kids Academy? And that's where it started. And it was supposed to just be a sports camp for there, right. But it ended up being way bigger than that. We ended up being at Fowler Field. The mayor comes out, ends up being like 300 kids, like 4 different daycares partner up to come and bring all their kids out. And the event just blows up. It becomes a sports camp. We do like a station rotational format. These kids are learning about golf and yoga and lacrosse and tennis, basketball, soccer, a lot of sports that they would never have been exposed to. Right?
You was getting sponsors like crazy. You having Coca-Cola bringing pallets of Gatorade.
Exactly.
I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Right. And once again, it's supernatural because I just happen to know a lady, Miss Gordon, who worked for PepsiCo. And so she was helping us to, make it happen that year. So that was the initial, like, how it got sprung was Miss Krown, which is another one of those pillars just like you, who I grew up under. Now it's my turn to give back. And she says, can you do a sports camp? I do the sports camp, and then I just naturally start to plan it, but God puts his super on the natural, and it goes from just being a sports camp for the academy to something huge for the entire community.
That's what's up, man.
So then after that happened, it blew up. I'm just sitting there kind of in amazement at how God's moving, and I say, well, God, what's the next thing you want me to do? Right. And his next instruction, divine instruction to me, I remember the exact words that he spoke to me was, prepare my young men. And that was when he started to download everything from men's clubs to me. We now have a 30-week curriculum. Each month, what we're talking about each month and each week and each month. And we have something called the Men's Club Brain, which is basic retention and information needed, where it's for them to become a part of the program. It's like a rite of passage. Everybody comes in as a brother, but they're working to become official members of the program. Okay. And then once you become a member and you cross another group of brothers through, then you can become an ambassador of the program.
Oh, that's what's up.
So we have a base knowledge of information that they have to learn, but that's where it started. So it started with the sports camp. And then God's divine instruction was prepare my young men. That's when the men's club started. Okay. And then after that, he said, tell them thank you. And what he meant by tell them thank you was what we host now, which is our annual Community Trailblazer Award. Right. This is a scholarship gala where we honor people in the community who are doing positive things. And then we also give out thousands of dollars in scholarships. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. God is good.
That is awesome, man.
So that's how it all got started. And it did start off with thousands of dollars in scholarships, man. It started off with just honoring people.
I remember when y'all first started. It was just, we're just gonna honor people, and then it just started to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Exactly. Yeah, man. This has been one of our biggest years. This year alone, we were able to give out $17,000 in scholarships.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So how do you do you do anything with the law enforcement to with your group to say, hey, let me show some positive law enforcement guys, because us being black men and black boys, we see a lot of negative, images. So do you try to show them good, positive law enforcement?
Yeah. So the reason why we work with them from age 6, right, is because we understand that 6, their mind is very malleable at that age, meaning that their mind, seeds can be planted in their mind. Whatever you make cool is cool. Right. If you make reading cool at 6 years old,
oh boy, they're gonna think it's awesome.
It's awesome to read.
They're gonna think it's awesome.
Right. So kids just want affirmation, and they want somebody to believe that they can. And so at 6 years old, what I try to do when it comes to law enforcement is I expose them to police officers. They've met the district attorney. Right. They've gone into the courtroom and met Judge Brian Fortner. And they've sat in his courtroom, but I expose them to experiencing the police in a positive manner before they ever have a on the side of the road, you got pulled over experience. So that way, when the side of the road pulled over experience happens, you have a different approach and a different response than the
Right.
normal young person.
That's what you're saying.
Because you've had a positive encounter with them first. You realize what their job is, and so now you got a respect for them. Because I feel like a lot of times when we see the police brutality, yes, a lot of times it's the police acting crazy, but it's also a lot of times those situations can be mitigated if we will humble ourselves. And I understand that we don't want to be bullied or pushed around or whatever, but live and fight that thing in court. They got the body cams on.
Boy, who you telling? That's what I'm be understanding. Like, it's cool that you wanna be Mr. Fight the Power.
I know my rights. I get it.
But listen, just take your ticket. Fight that thing later.
Yes.
Like if you know it's that bad, they're gonna give you that ticket regardless.
Yeah.
It don't matter how much argument you doing.
You're not gonna win on the side of the road.
Right. And then all you're doing is just making it escalate.
Exactly. And there's the other part to consider, man, is that these officers are regular people too.
Yeah.
They got regular jobs, and they got stresses of their wives and their kids and the bills that's due and the gymnastics that they gotta pay for and all the other things. And then also considering your swerving self.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or your tail light out. And imagine walking up to a car all night. You're walking up to cars that you don't know what that person thought process
Who
is.
is in there? You don't know if somebody's sitting in that back seat with that tent, pointing a gun at you. You don't know about all that.
You don't know.
Which we understand those factors.
Yes.
But also, Brandon,
come on.
some police officers got to treat us like humans.
Bingo. You absolutely
Because
right.
they want us to treat them with respect.
Yes.
At least treat us like we not just dogs and baboons.
Right. Agree.
So.
And I believe that a big part of that conversation, and I know this sidebar from what we're talking about, but these are some of the things that I'm teaching in the mentoring program, is understanding that we can, your words can de-escalate and change the whole energy of a situation.
Oh, yeah.
By giving him the respect to saying, yes, sir, my apologies. Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab my license right now. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Asking for permission, humbling yourself to the ultimate most humble. And I get that, like you said, we don't want to be treated like animals.
Right.
Right? But only person that we can ultimately control, self. And that's why I tell them, if you go in the men's club, you ask them, every day's a battle between who? They're going to look at you and say, you and you.
Yep.
The battle between you and you. Which version of you are you going to be during this police stop?
Mm-hmm. My motto is always, you only can control the things that you can control. Let God take care of the rest of it.
Bingo.
Let him take care of the rest of it. So with your events that you had coming up, like you said, you had the
Trailblazer
Award. This already. What are the events that you got coming up?
Yeah, so July 28th, we have our annual Back to School Festival where we're going to be giving out 3,000 book bags, school supply filled book bags to Douglas County students. This event is also going to be partnered with the District Attorney's Office, and we're going to be offering record expungement. So anybody that's there that has a record that can be expunged or can be closed out, we will have people from the District Attorney's Office on hand that will be able to do that for them on the spot.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Action.
Yes.
Action.
It's not just free resources and
Not
get
just
out my face.
gimme.
No,
we
no.
also allow you to receive some stuff too.
Man.
And I think that's why a lot of us get so caught up. We want people to help us out, but we don't want. But we always forget we also got to give them something. Just for coming.
Man. And that's the big part. The reason why we get the support and the sponsorship that we do is because people see that we're giving first. And so that's one of the things I teach guys in my men's club. The men's club stands for making, example setting, non-fearing servants and soldiers. And that's the big part, is that we serve first, and then God provides all that we need. But that's where the world has it backwards. You know, if you ever want to defeat this thing called life and win in this world, just do the opposite of what's natural.
Facts.
Right? Naturally,
Facts.
somebody slap you, you're going to slap them back.
Right.
Right? Do the opposite of what's natural. Right? Do the opposite of what the world's pushed you to do, and you'll probably be all right.
You'll probably be all right.
Yeah.
Probably be all right. So I got two more things.
Okay.
For somebody that's hearing about you for the first time.
Yeah.
Like with your great work that you're saying, like what you're doing, everything. You know, like for them hearing this, how can they impact the community too?
Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to look in this camera and say it straight to this camera.
See it.
All right? The way that you have the impact is you start.
Bam.
You go. That's the thing. Like, we're a decade in. We celebrate 10 years of service this year. We started in 2014.
I know.
I know, bruh. I know.
Fast.
We've been serving for 10 years, right? It doesn't feel like it.
I keep remembering, man. Remember when you was a little kid.
Exactly, Corey. I was 15, you was 30. Okay? So,
Oh, my God.
So that's the biggest thing I would tell you to anybody who you're in the process is that you gotta start.
Right.
You gotta start. And what do I mean by start is basically understanding that there is the funds and the help and support is gonna come. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't a nonprofit when I first started.
Right.
It was just I want to help the community. It was just I want to do a sports camp. It was just I want to honor people who are doing positive things.
Okay.
And from there, that work became the nonprofit.
Okay.
The nonprofit is just the legal status, the tax exempt status. The nonprofit is just how you register with the government, but service is just that, you being willing to serve.
Right.
And service doesn't have to be 1,000 book bags to pop it off.
That's true.
Service can be you just helping that lady, helping your friend go to work, that your friend that you know ain't got no car and that's trying to find rides, taking that pressure off them by saying, hey, I got you every day.
Right.
You don't got to find no ride no more. I'm going to be here for you. Boom. Start. Serve right where you at. It's opportunities around you. You've denied many of them.
Oh, yeah.
So take up some of those opportunities and love somebody and do something that's not for you, and that's how you get going.
And last but not least, June is men's mental health month.
Yes.
So give me one good little thing about men's mental health, because I know with myself, I struggle with anxiety, things like that. Yeah. So I understand, but I didn't really know, I didn't recognize it.
What it was.
Until a couple of years ago. Yeah. And sometimes I have a little depression here and there too. Yeah. But good thing I have God in my life and that get me out of that. So
do I need to say anything else? Because you just said it.
I'm sorry. I pretty much
did. That's the answer right there. Mm-hmm. God is the difference maker. He's the ultimate equalizer. Right. That defeats fear, that defeats death, that defeats anxiety, that defeats worry. Be anxious for nothing, but in all things pray. Give thanks and make your requests known. That's what he told us in his word.
That's it, bro.
Be anxious for nothing.
That's it,
man. And if I had to give men specifically any specific advice, I need you to know, young man, seasoned man, middle-aged man, I need you to know, man that just got your first gray beard like me. I just literally got my first gray hair. Cool. I just found it the other day. It was wow.
Was you excited?
I was a little excited and a little like, whoa. It was a little somber and truth at the same time. But the Bible says that gray hair is a sign of wisdom. Hey, but
I must have had it when I was in the 6th grade.
Yeah, you smart. You been smart. You went to Georgia Tech, dog. So obviously, God already knew. But nah, to all my men, wherever you are, one thing I need you to know is you to catch. You the prize, sir.
Facts.
I need you to know that. I need you to know that emphatically. That those who get to be around you are blessed to be around you. Right? Not from a prideful, arrogant space, but from a bold, confident space, knowing that God created you and he said that you were his masterpiece. Exactly. His greatest creation that he made was you, young man. And so if there's anything I have to say to that as a man, just know that you're the catch. And also understand that there's a purposeful agenda to emasculate and incarcerate our men, specifically in the black community. And I challenge you to not be a part of that statistics. Slavery is now abolished except for the punishment of a crime. That's the 13th Amendment. That's still the 13th Amendment in America right now. Oh, yeah. So they told you to your face, you can still be a slave if you commit a crime. So so just understand that you the catch. Understand that there is a target on your back, but inevitably you have the wings of God that help you to fly above everything that you could face in this life.
Period. That's all I can say.
That's it.
That's how you end it right there.
Drop the mic. Come on, man.
Hey, man.
The Dope Clinic.
Hey, listen. I appreciate you coming, man. And
Thank you.
Whenever you want to come back, let me know.
Yeah, man.
But I had to introduce you, man.
I appreciate that.
Introduce you. I try to introduce all my people who I know that are inspiring local legends.
Wow.
We can always talk about everybody else in Atlanta and blah blah blah. We got people doing stuff right here in Douglasville, man.
Yeah, I got your cousin in here then.
Hey,
Ricky.
Bring him on in.
You gotta get Ricky up in here. You
We
know
gotta get
he'll
him slow down though.
Yeah. But Lieutenant Commander just came back from Italy and on his way back again.
Right. So we gotta get him slow down so I can get him in here. But
I
yeah,
got you. I'm gonna work on that.
Yeah, he's another one too, man.
Yeah.
He's a person that he could just say something and everybody gonna show up.
Yeah. He got that kind of pull. But that's because he put that kind of work in.
He did.
Yeah.
So that was a good one, man. But I appreciate you coming, man.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you
Kanoy.
coming. So this is DJ Kazie, Dope Clinic. Thank you again. Peace.